Hey, welcome back. This is part 3 of I Spy with my MYO Eye. Last week we were talking about thumb sucking and pacifier usage. Today we're going to continue the conversation and talk about weaning from the bottle and transition to an appropriate sippy cup or skipping it, maybe. I'd like to share something I learned from the wonderful Melanie Potok, but wait for it. Sippy cups are not a part of development. They are not something that your child needs to learn how to get to the next stage of development. They were created by a mechanical engineer who was tired of having his kids walk around the house spilling their juice and milk and water, and he created a spill-proof cup, and that's how they came to be. Now I think parents look forward to them. We're going to transition off the bottle. It's time to get the sippy cups. Let's go buy them. But we might be able to skip them. Diane Barr talks about in her book, Nobody Ever Told Me or My Mother that children can really start learning the weaning process around 5 to 6 months of age. This is not to say that at 5 to 6 months of age we are weaning them off of formula and breast milk. This is to say that we're going to start teaching them how to get liquids from other devices, other than the breast and other than the bottle. So we can start training them with formula or breast milk until we get the okay from our pediatrician to trial some water. And I'm going to do a little demonstration. I have a straw. When you're teaching a baby how to drink from a straw, we're going to first cut it in half. That's going to give a more immediate satisfaction as we're teaching so that they don't have to wait quite as long if the straw was longer. But what we're going to do is we're going to take a cup of a preferred liquid. We're going to dip it in, cover the end, and at first we're just going to place it on their lips and let it fall in. They're going to learn that the liquid came from the straw. So as we're going and they're learning this, we're going to say take a sip each time we're putting the straw in. Then we're going to start promoting this lip closure around the straw. What we may have to do is gently close the lips. We're going to be modeling it too. Kids learn really well from models. So we're going to help them learn that we're going to close the lips around the straw. The next step is we're going to start kind of sucking. I'm going to show them with the straw and without what it's like. And then I'm going to put some liquid in. And when I think they're ready, I'm going to keep it covered until I feel it pull the liquid, and I'm going to immediately release. That way they get that immediate satisfaction of they worked for it and they have the liquid in their mouth. Now, once we think we're ready, we're going to go ahead and take our sip right from the cup. And there we go. We've got straw cup drinking at 5, 6, 7 months old, maybe a little later, depending on when we started teaching them and when they showed signs of readiness. What I will say, if we're teaching straw drinking and they've got it down and we're going to be introducing some of our breast milk or formula in straw cups, we don't want to see this. This is a no-no. Do you see how my tongue is under the straw? That is going to prevent the child from developing a mature swallow pattern. So what we're going to do, if the straw is out of the cup this much, your child's immediately going to go like that. That's because that's how they've always taken their liquids. Through a bottle, there's been the nipple on the tongue. Through the breast, there's been the nipple on the tongue. And now we have to teach them how to do it with nothing there. So we're going to cut the straw. Just enough so only their lips are going to fit. So my teeth are together. And again, see the difference? I know sometimes it's hard. You've just gone to the store and you've bought your cup and now you're taking scissors to it. But I promise you, in the long run, teaching that correct oral motor position and development is going to be so much better than not having cut the straw. So we're going to talk a little bit about different types of cups, because I just told you that they maybe don't need those spill-proof cups. But we're in the day and age where we're on the go, we're traveling, and maybe every once in a while we need that option. So what can we do to give our children something that's spill proof, but that's not going to impact their oral motor development. Okay, we've got a couple options. The Kids Basic Safe Cup, it's a safe sippy cup, but it's really a straw cup, and it's not going to impede with the oral motor development. It's a little bit pricier, but it gets you that good oral motor movement and, spill proof, so double thumbs up. The second option for a spill proof cup is the Good to Grow juice boxes. You can find them, well, they're not boxes, bottles. You can find them at all grocery stores, pretty much Walmart, Target, Amazon. They have character heads on the top, but when you sip them back, they're not going to impede with tongue movement. So they're a really good one. If you buy a package of them, you can wash them and reuse them, and then you have a cup that's spill proof and safe. Some options that maybe aren't spill proof but are really good at teaching children how to drink, open cup and straw cup, include the Reflow cup, the Reflow Smart Cup. It's on Amazon. It's just a clear cup. They have clear, blue, green, and pink, I believe, with a little white insert. If you pour it over, it will spill out. But you can be there and support your child, 2 hands, learning how to drink open cup. Another really good option is the Talk Tools Recessed Lid Cup. Another good one is Take and Toss straw cups only. So the Take and Toss ones are most popular, I think, for the hard spouts. We don't want those because they're going to sit right on top of that tongue and prevent the mature oral motor patterns from developing, moving away from the suckling and more into that mature swallow pattern. But the straw cups, we can do just like we did earlier, where we had a longer straw and then we cut it shorter. So you get that take and toss straw cup, and then you cut the top off, and you are good to go. You've got a cup that is not quite spill proof, but it's there, it's getting there. Then I really like the reduced cups from Target. I love Target, so that's a good one. Again, you're gonna have to cut the tops off to make sure that we don't have the straw going on top of the tongue. So those are some options. Now that we've reviewed some of the cups that are safe to be using, let's talk about why we don't want continued bottle usage or inappropriate sippy cup usage. If we continue to use a bottle beyond 12 to 15 months or an inappropriate sippy cup that has a hard spout and promotes that continued anterior to posterior sucking motion, we are putting our child at risk for developing an orofacial myofunctional disorder. They could also be developing an open bite, forward tongue posture, open mouth posture, and possibly bimaxillary protrusion. From birth to about 1, it's very typical for the child to have that anterior to posterior movement. And then we see that mature swallows start to develop. So we really want to foster and support our child as they're learning how to do that more mature swallow pattern, because it's going to help them with advanced textures as their diet increases as well. So as they're chewing and swallowing harder foods. The hard spout of a cup, the spout of a nipple on a bottle will keep that tongue under and prevent that appropriate oral motor pattern and mature swallow from developing. So we're going to try to avoid that whenever we can. If you have any questions, if you feel like you need support, if you're having trouble transitioning off of a bottle or selecting appropriate sippy cups, find a local feeding specialist near you or an orofacial myologist near you to help support that transition off of the bottle and off of the inappropriate sippy cups. And as always, we're here if you need us. Thank you.